He married an American woman just for the papers, and on the same day of the green card, he abandoned her. Carlos Mendez, a 29-year-old Mexican, always said that in the United States everything was about finding the right opportunity. He worked in construction, but his ambition was much bigger than the bricks he carried. One night, at a Latino party in Texas, he met Ashley, an American with a shy smile and a kind heart. She looked at him as if he were a prince, and he saw what he needed, a direct path to residency. For months, he filled her with sweet words, promises of the future, and even improvised serenades. Ashley, overweight and with little self-confidence, believed she had found the love she had always waited for. "No one ever looked at me like you do," she said one day with tears in her eyes. Carlos just smiled, thinking about the immigration interview that was coming. On the day of the appointment, Ashley wore her best dress, shaking with emotion, when they handed her the approved green card. She cried with happiness. Carlos hugged her tightly in front of the official, but in his head, he already had the plan. That same afternoon, he left the house with a suitcase in hand and a cruel note on the table. "Thanks for everything, but I wasn't born to be with a fat woman." Ashley was devastated. She had given her trust, her heart, and even her stability to a man who only saw her as a formality. Meanwhile, Carlos strutted around with his friends, boasting that he now had papers and total freedom. But what he didn't know was that someone else was about to teach him a lesson. Carlos thought he had won the game. With the green card in his pocket, he felt untouchable. He spent his nights in bars, laughing with his friends about how he had fooled the naive American woman. But life, sooner or later, collects its debts. Ashley, broken into pieces, kept the cruel note in silence. She did not seek revenge with shouts or insults. She went straight to where it hurt most: immigration. She submitted evidence, messages, and even the paper where Carlos mocked her for her weight. The officials opened an immediate investigation. One early morning, while Carlos slept confidently in a cheap apartment with his new partner, he heard knocking at the door. It was immigration agents. "Carlos Mendez is detained for marriage fraud." He woke up stunned, unable to understand how his game had turned against him. Hours later, he was sitting in a cold cell, without friends, without papers, and without the supposed freedom he had boasted about. He remembered Ashley's tears, and for the first time, felt shame. That green card he thought would make him